Hello and welcome here today for Friday Night Soccer here today. And my name, of course, is Gary Walker, and I'm here to talk about this big Friday night matchup as Puerantos, the unwinnable team at the moment, are doing very poorly in the Premier League, have not won a game, they are winless, are taking on Weynoord SC. And this is a very interesting game for Puerantos, of course. They are 19th in the Premier League, they've got 0 points out of the 3 games they've played, and there's a lot of changes have to be made by today. So, Jimmy, tell us your thoughts on this matchup, as obviously your beloved Weynoord are travelling here to the Puerantos today to take on Puerantos. What's your thoughts going into this matchup? Because Puerantos have to win, you see. Brian Clough's under pressure. The players really need to get the result. And the good thing is they're at home today. So do you see an advantage on that, of course, Jimmy? Well, of course I can. Puerantos, of course, are a big club. They're established, top 9 established teams in the Premier League. And I know that they are a tough team. They have got big ambitions as a team to try and compete and climb up the ladder and try and maybe compete for the league title. They are the future of the Republic of State Soccer and the greatest soccer club in the whole, well, the future greatest in the near future. So being in the relegation zone in the first 3 games, I wouldn't probably blame them as much because they had some tough games. I think the Sporting Sun Lake game they should have won because that was an easier opponent to play against, and they did lose 2-1 in the first match of the season. Lost against Georgetown City at home, and also lost in the other match as well, 3-2, of course, against Goldfield Boys United last week. So they're not in a good form, good run at the moment. To get their first 3 points, their first win of the season, that'll be something special for them. But at the moment, we'll see how it goes because anything can happen in the space of, let's say, the next 4 games. If they lose today, then there's a lot of pressure on the manager, on his job, his reputation as manager. Will they do well? Will they do bad? We'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, they have to win today at home in front of their supporters. No negotiables on that. And what about Weynoord, of course? Because Weynoord, of course, are playing today away from home. They did actually drop points and did win a game. They got up to 4 points in the league. They are mid-table in the league, and they had a very, very poor start to the season. They lose against Padres in the first game of the season. What's your thoughts on them? Well, I feel that at the moment it's about time, really, because anything can change in the Premier League. We've only had like 3 games into the season. It's not going to take overnight. It's not going to be as very, very ambition about us being in the top of the table. We like to be up there, of course, by the start of the season, but at the same time, we have to look at ourselves realistically that we have to worry about 1 game at a time. Guardiola's a good manager. I know he can turn things around. It's probably a bit tough because we've moved to a new stadium, of course. That's probably really affected the players in terms of getting used to and adapting to change. Probably that's also the problem why they're not doing as great at the moment in the league, 10th in the table. But at the same time, they're against Puerantos. They can't even win today. They can go up towards at that position in the top 4. Did very, very well during the week in the Champions League against RB Salzburg. So we'll have to wait and see and pray and hope that they do deliver today. Absolutely there. And let's look at the official lineups for these 2 teams. The lineup is going to be Haaland up front, obviously alongside with Devon Williams, with Kaka, Ronaldinho, Robert Cliff. We have Savage and Partey, Conor O'Hore and Skyner and John Smith and Akinfeev. For Weynoord, we have up front Sergio Aguero, Robert Lewandowski, Luka Modric, Mkhitaryan, Golstinho, Iniesta, Vieira, Vidic, Virgil van Dijk, Davuj, and the goalkeeper is going to be Manuel Neuer. And that will be the official lineup for these 2 teams here today, live here on Friday Night Soccer. And let's go now to the managers here today. Of course, we have Brian Clough and also Pep Guardiola. Brian Clough, today is the game. You're under pressure as a manager at the moment. You haven't won a single game yet, 3 games in the Premier League. A lot of pressure's on your way. And what is your message to the supporters here today as you're going up against Weynoord today? And what is your message to the whole, community and the whole, everyone in the media and everyone? I think, to be honest with you, I would say my messages will work very, very hard in training during this week. I know that we've lost the previous 3 games so far in the season. We were very close on getting a point against Goldfield last week, but it wasn't the case, unfortunately, and we had to really build that from today's game. And I know that today I'm under pressure as the coach here today as manager for Puerantos. We are in the relegation zone at the moment, in a bad position. We have to really, really turn our results around and our fortunes around, because we should have probably won against Sporting St Lake, I think, by far in that first game of the season. We all knew that Goldfield and Georgian City will be very, very tough teams, but we've got them out of the way. And we've got Weynoord today, and that's another tough team. So we have to really stay on our 2 feet this game and hopefully get our first win of the season. It won't be easy, but we're going to make sure it makes it even easier, hopefully by really having the fans behind us and backing the team and the players performing for the badge. And I'll really drill that in them this week, and hopefully that really comes to play today's match. Thank you very much there, Brian Cliff. Thank you very much. Thank you. Pep Guardiola, today your team are playing here today against Brian Cliff's Puerantos. Tell us your thoughts on this match.
Well, today is going to be a very good game. We need to be very, very prepared. We have to be very, very focused. Today's match, we know that we did very, very well against Hashtag. We did get a point, of course, against Inter Tologa, and lost against Patrice Impact in the first game of the season. So we know that there's a lot of difficulties in the league, that we want to try to climb up to 4th place by today, or try to get out of that position. I know the goal difference is not as great at the moment compared to the other teams in the league above us, so we have to really prepare ourselves and really, really work hard as a team. And we know that we did very, very well in the Champions League during the week against Salzburg, but today we need to focus on this matchup, because this game is very, very important for our reputation, and try to win and try to be a good club by today's game by being organised, disciplined, defensively fantastic, being up front, try and get some goals up front as well. And also we got to be around the pitch as fantastic all around. And if we can do that, then there's a lot of good possibilities that we could possibly win today. We know that, of course, Puerantos have not won a game yet so far this season, but we have to work hard still regardless on them, because they're going to really come here today at their home ground to try and give us a really hell of a game. So we'll try our best to win, try to dominate the game, and try to make sure that we don't let them get their first win today against us. Okay, best of luck anyways this match there, Pep Guardiola. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello and welcome here today live at the Puerantos Stadium. Here today as it's Weynoord playing against Puerantos. Right, this is it. It is Puerantos here today against Weynoord, and let's get straight into the match right here, right now. We are over here today at the Allianz Stadium, big stadium of course. And let's get straight into this matchup. Here we go, and we are live. It's Puerantos versus Weynoord, and here we go. Friday Night Soccer edition starts right now. Now, oh, good block. It's be a corner. Now Modric will take the corner here. Ronaldinho. Free kick. Now is Haaland. Now Party. Now is Kyle Hore. Ronaldinho. Good defending again. Aguero. Skelner. Ronaldinho. Haaland. Goal! And it's 1-0. And Haaland equalises. There you go. 1-0. Very good goal right there. Good pass there from Robert Cliff. He passed it to Haaland right there. Scored. And Puerantos are in the lead. And Puerantos, of course, have not won a single game yet in the Premier League. They've lost all 3 of their first 3 matches of the season. And they are leading here by 1-0. And if they lost today, that would be a heartbreak because they know they've lost 3 games already this season and not even won a single game yet. They've got 0 points. They're 19th in the table. And they are leading by 1-0 because of it. And a good ball right there from Robert Lewandowski. Had a shot there. Good save for the keeper. Modric. Haaland. Now is Williams. Ronaldinho. Save. Now is Virgil van Dijk. There you go. Good save right there. And it's 1-0 for Puerantos at half-time. Weynoord are losing this game. Puerantos winning by 1-0 at the Allianz. There we go. It is live. It's Puerantos 1, Weynoord 0. Hore. Now is Savic. Now Thomas Partey. Now Robert Cliff. And now Kaka. Across the in the box there, goal for Williams! And it's 2-0 to Puerantos. And that is huge for them because they need to win today to get their first win of the season. They had to win. They lost 4 games in a row, then that would be a lot of pressure on Brian Cliff as manager. And the weight has gone off his shoulders, it seems. But Weynoord, however, might lose their first match of the season. They did drop points, of course, against Inter Taloga in their second game of the season. They won against Hashtag in the first match of the season. And also they won last week, they did. And also this today, they're losing 2-0. So things are not looking good. And they might be losing their first match of the season, it looks, at the moment. And there you go, it's 2-0 to Puerantos. They're beating Weynoord by 2-0. And Puerantos will get their first win of the season as it stands at the moment. The first 3 points, the first points of the season they will gain here today if they win here. Now is a chance here for now Kaka. Now Williams. Now it's a chance here. Good defending there from Iniesta. Now Party. Now Guerrero. Nice save. Okay. Now Modric. Shot. Now Vieira. Now Savic. Donny van der Beek. John Smith. Now is Luka Modric. Williams. Now is Vieira. Okay, it's all over. The whistle has blown and Puerantos have gained the first 3 points of the season because they won here today by 2-0 thanks to Haaland and Devon Williams. The first 3 points for them this season, the first loss for Weynoord. 2-0 Puerantos here today on Friday Night Soccer. What a victory. The full-time whistle's officially blown here today. Puerantos have got their first win of the season. They're out of the bottom two and outside of it in 15th place after the 2-0 victory against Weynoord SC at the moment in this day here today on Friday Night Soccer. Anything could change still. They could still drop down the table still because other games will be played tomorrow and also Sunday. But it's a huge win, of course, Jimmy, on Puerantos, of course. 3 games defeats. But today, on match day 4, they picked up a victory today. They won 2-0 against the big, mighty Weynoord, your old club, of course. And how do you feel they played today? I thought they played very, very well. I feel they really had to play well for the supporters because losing the 3 games in a row, it's not good, it's not healthy. And a club like Puerantos are a big club with big ambitions, and having them, of course, sitting in that position, it's not very, very good, of course. And we know that, prospectively, as a Weynoord fan, it's not good enough for us to lose 2-0. But for Puerantos, they done very, very well today. They had to win. They had to put a lot of effort in this game. I know they did that against Georgian City at home before, but City have got a lot of power compared to Puerantos' team. But at the same time, great, superb game for Puerantos. They will be, being happy before the weekend kicks off to have their first 3 points of the game. I know it's been 4 games in now, and they've got their first 3 points. So at the moment, they'll be very, very happy about what they've done. And I thought they played incredibly well. Ronaldinho played very, very well. Kaka played very, very well. Haaland scored as well. The first goal of the game, he did very, very well as well. Devon Williams did very, very well as well. So there's a lot of players really put 110% in the game today. And they really, really, really worked hard. And they had a lot of fight they had. And a lot of fire in their bellies, I thought Puerantos had today. And they really, really gave a lot of show today. Absolutely, and we'll go to, obviously, Weynoord, of course. What was the problems today? Because you've lost 2 games already in the space of the 4 games. You lost against, obviously, Padres at home in your new stadium, of course, 3 weeks back. And, obviously, you did win against United last Sunday, your first win at home last week, and obviously drew against Inter Taloga. So, tell us your thoughts on how the way you could deal with the next game going forward and the next game going forward for your team, because that's not good enough. 1 win, 1 draw and 2 losses. Yeah, well, it's the start of the season. I can't really say anything about it. It is a tough league, the Premier League. You've got to respect the opposition very, very well because Padrisa's top side. They're the only team who've got 100% win record so far this season under their new manager, Christopher Galter. Roberto Mancini's Georgina City are playing very, very well, but lost against Hassenfield Terrace by an upset last week, and that was a problem. Chesco Blue Tigers couldn't pick up their first win yet of the season already. Things have. It's not us are in a poor state at the moment, and we've got a long way to go left until the end of the season. We've got another 35, 34 games left of the season. It's a long way away. It's till, of course, July next year. So we know that is a long way to go. This club's got expectations on, win the league in their new ground. That's fair enough, but it's early days. Absolutely, there, of course. Jimmy Hansberg. Let's go now to the managers, Brian Clough and Guardiola. Brian Clough, a huge victory for your team to your first Premier League win of this season so far. How do you feel about it all? I'm very, very impressed that we got ourselves the first win of the season. I'm relieved because there's a lot of pressure was going our way, of course. Obviously, losing at Sporting St. Lake, losing against, of course, Georgington City and also Goldfield Boys United in our last 3 games. So we have to really stay positive. We have to be very, very absolute aggressive throughout the whole game. We know that Weynoord, of course, are a very good team with a very good manager, a world-class manager named as Pep Guardiola. So we got to not take this team very, very lightly. I know I really beat him, of course, that during that year when Weynoord, of course, won the league title and we actually ended their unbeaten run. So we're not used to. We are used to beating Weynoord, of course, on some occasions, but doing it today at our home ground in front of our supporters and being under pressure throughout the 3 games and in the relegation zone, it's a bit of a relief. I know that we've got a lot of building to do. We've got to think one game at a time. We've got to really show ourselves very, very aggressively and try and build up the table, build up towards the top half and try to go up to the European places. And that's what we want to try and build up to starting from today's game. And today's game was a win. I know the league's very, very tough and competitive, but we have to be very, very on top every game. And we've done that in our last 3 matches. But at the same time, it is what it is. And we just have to move on and do what we've got to do best. And today we did very, very well today. And I'm very, very impressed of how the way the team and the belief today. And I thought our team was fantastic. Thank you very much there, Brian Clough. Best of luck in your next match. Thank you very much. Thank you. Pep Guardiola, your second loss of the season, losing your first away game of the season against Puerantos. How do you feel?
Well, it's not very, very good to lose a game today in this magnitude. We tried very, very hard. We tried to be organised as we possibly can. But I thought, the attack was all on us. They've really, thrown a lot of aggressiveness, a lot of fight, and a lot of belief throughout the whole match. They did very, very well. We tried to do something in our occasions to get a goal or something at the game. But that wasn't to be. And we have to look at the next example is to fight and to be aggressive and try to be a winnable team. And that's what we have to do. So we'll try our best. We'll try to fight. We'll try to be determined. We'll try to be full on as we possibly can. And if we can do that, then that's fine on me. So at the moment, today's game, we played very, very well. We play higher tracking soccer, knocking the ball about, dominating the game. And that's what we have to do. And we did a very good job of that. And today to work hard is a key and fantastic to do so. So I'm hoping that it was superb, that we did what we did, and we'll move on to our next game and fight in that one, of course. Okay, best of luck in that there, Pep Guardiola. Thank you much. Thank you. That's all we have time for here today in this matchup. It is Puerantos and Weynoord. Until now, we'll see you tomorrow on Super Saturday. Goodbye.